workplaces and are less likely to be productive. Actively disengaged can even mean that workers are undermining their workplace environment with negative attitudes and behaviors that amount to sabotage. We've probably all run into at least one of these people. Other studies on workplace engagement have come to similar conclusions. The Conference Board's 2014 survey indicates that only 47.7% of Americans are satisfied with their jobs, down from 61.1% when the survey was first conducted in 1987. And a study by the Blessing White Research Company showed alarming disengagement levels in workplaces around the world. Towers Watson further indicated that businesses appear to be at a critical tipping point in their ability to maintain engagement over time. Surely, though, at the highest levels of a company, the executive level, where salaries are stratospheric in some cases, the problem of disengagement doesn't exist, right? Not the case. While engagement does increase as you move higher up the company chain, a full 41% of those at the executive level cannot be coded as engaged, according to Blessing White. The impact on the workplace is obviously detrimental. As the report points out, one dead battery will not jumpstart another. Surely this problem exists primarily among the less educated workers, those with a high school diploma or less who are making less money or might be laboring in less stimulating jobs, right? Again, this is not the case. Those with at least some college education are significantly less likely to be engaged in their jobs than are those with a high school diploma or less. Surely the problem exists primarily in smaller companies that don't have the financial resources to combat the sense of malaise. True? This is another misconception. Lee Branham and Mark Hirschfeld, authors of Re-Engage, found a direct correlation between company size and engagement. The larger the company size, the lower the level of reported engagement. While smaller employers still suffer from disengagement issues, they are better able to maintain the connective power between the rank and file than companies that have grown substantially in number of employees. The problem of a disengaged workforce is more widespread than most of us would dream possible, which means the existence of workplaces that are barren of meaning is more widespread than anyone would care to admit. And when meaning in our work is absent, we tend to disengage at some level. The provision of meaning is the solution for disengagement. In fact, William Kahn, professor of organizational behavior at Boston University, has drawn a direct link between meaningfulness and engagement. Kahn conducted a study among counselors and instructors at an adolescent summer camp in the West Indies, seeking to understand the conditions in which people psychologically engage or disengage in work. Kahn's theory was that people make choices to input or withdraw degrees of themselves in their work roles. In general, people like to bring their preferred selves into their roles. He described a scuba instructor camp counselor who put great energy and care into instructing students to dive and who experienced a deep sense of personal engagement. The scuba instructor had chosen to invest physically, darting about, checking gear, and leading the dive; cognitively, with vigilant awareness of his divers, the weather, and marine life; and emotionally, in empathizing with the fear and excitement of the young divers. He expressed himself and his love of the ocean and desire for others to love it as well by talking about the wonders of the ocean, steering boat drivers toward minimally invasive routes around vulnerable coral reefs, and showing his playfulness and joy underwater. The instructor connected with others and with a task that deeply tapped what was important to him, and in doing so, he was expressing a preferred self. This scuba instructor contrasted with a highly disengaged windsurfing instructor who had withdrawn physically, sending students out and just laying around; cognitively, not telling them much or helping them out much; and emotionally, being bland, superficial,